Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Bee and today's video is a nice little impromptu video. I actually had like 4 videos lined up for the month of September, and so we have another bonus video. So what we are going to do today is we're going to try out a bunch of Rare Beauty products. I did pick up a few items, just the ones that I really wanted to try out. I will be the first to say that when they sneak peeked this brand like a few months back, I think it was like the beginning of quarantine, I was kind of like not really appealed to it, just because there was nothing about it. It was just like Selena Gomez's promo shot, and then it just said Rare Beauty. So I was like, I don't know. Am I gonna like it? Am I not gonna like it? So I was kind of like, I probably won't like it, because I typically, not that I typically don't like celebrity makeup brands, but I'm not really into them. I think the only other celebrity makeup brand I'm into is Fenty Beauty, and I haven't even really delved into that one like full force. Neither here or there. Her line launched September 3rd at Sephora and at rarebeauty.com, and I really liked what she released. I mean, she released a full collection of complexion products with the exception of bronzer. So I really like that. I like that she did foundation, concealer, blush, like it was the whole thing. I don't know. I'm more attracted to brands that do that as opposed to like foundation, eyeshadow, lipstick, like just give it all to me. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I've been rambling for like 3 minutes already. So if you guys want to see my first impression on the Rare Beauty products that I picked up, then please keep on watching. I got a haircut and I gotta pin these little, I got curtain bangs, like it's the in thing, but I gotta pin them back for this video. And my skin is going through it for some reason. Like, got a bunch of breakouts here, I'm breaking out here on my chin. Like, I don't know, my skin's just, it's just going through it. On the Sephora app, she released a foundation, a concealer, a blot and glow touch-up kit. So it's basically just like a blotting powder and blotting sheets, lip souffles, lip balms, liquid blush, liquid highlight, an eyeliner, a primer, a brow product, a sponge, 2 brushes, and a setting spray. I only got the foundation, the concealer, the liquid blush, liquid highlight, and 1 lip balm. That's all I got, because I figured I already have plenty of other stuff. I already have my own setting sprays that I like. So we're just going to use primers and setting sprays that I know work with a lot of my foundations. With that being said, let me open my makeup bag because that's where I keep them. And there are a lot of cream products in this line, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to go in with 2 primers. I'm going to use the Vitamin Enriched Face Base, and then I am going to use a pore filling primer on, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I should have swatched the product first to see which one it was going to work. Oh well. I love this primer, you guys. It's really good. I recommend it 100% if you, I mean, I'm oily skinned, and I love the skincare benefits behind it. So I really like that. I am gonna do eyes. I've seen a couple of reviews, I'm not gonna lie, just because I was so excited about this brand and I wasn't anticipating my package getting here until a couple days later, and it came a couple days early. But yeah, I saw a couple of reviews, and I don't want to do anything on my eyes just yet because I wanted to try something that I saw. Anyways, we're going to start off with the foundation. I've got 2 of them right here. I've got 210N and I've got 190W. 210N is what Sephora suggested for me, and then 190 is what I thought I would be. Obviously, I'm not going to keep both. I'm going to return one and keep the one that actually works for me. So I did swatch these yesterday, and the consistency of the foundation wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It's a soft touch component, and I love this little design. I don't know, I just love how simple this looks. It is a very liquidy foundation, so you kind of have to mix it up. I'm not sure if there's skincare benefits in here. So this one is 210N and this one is 190. So honestly, I really thought from the swatches I was going to be 190, but apparently Sephora knows me better and they said, nah girl, you're 210N. So I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand and then I'll swatch it on my face. But her light range is pretty darn light, if I do say so myself. Like it's a pretty light range. So I don't know if you can tell, but this is 190 and this is 210N. They are very liquidy. It's almost like a very serum-y type consistency. So I'm a little nervous about that. So it's like almost serum-y, but it's very, very pigmented because I'm seeing that a little bit goes a long way. I'm just gonna take 210N. So there's that. It is, so it's a good match for my face. It's a little bit more pink on my neck. I drug it all the way down here. So it's a really good match for my face, but it's a little pink on my neck. And I actually prefer more golden yellow. So here is 190. Oh my God. Yeah, 190 is not us. Sephora knows me better than my own self. So we are going to use 210N. I've prepped my face with that Bobbi Brown, and I'm just going to go in with my Tarte's Timeless Smoothing Primer, and I'm just going to add it right here into my T-zones and any area that I find that might not be so great. I think she came out with her own primer, and her own primer was like a more luminous primer, and it has like pearl pigments in it from what I can tell. It's really not my thing. I really like a nice hydrating base and or a nice smooth base, which I'm doing right now. So I did a hybrid of both. I'm going to use a sponge on one side and a makeup brush on the other side. I'm going to use my Storm sponge on this side, and I'm going to use my synthetic Wayne Goss on this side. But I'm going to do one side at a time. It is a doe foot applicator, so if you don't really like using doe foots and putting it all over your face, put it on a tray, put it somewhere else, by all means. I don't care. I think it's the same thing as using concealer, so I don't care. Plus, one of my favorite foundations was a doe foot. Not something that bothers me. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this much. And I'm actually gonna use the flat end and just kind of work it in the skin. Okay, so far, it really blended nicely into my skin. It doesn't feel like I have anything on. It is very light coverage. I mean, I'm doing it with the sponge, so I'd assume that the coverage is going to be a little bit less, but it actually looks very flawless. Like, it kind of evened out my skin. You can still see my freckles right here. It looks really nice. It just gave me a nice, like, even base. It was, I would say it's a very light coverage right now. Just kind of evened out this side. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, yeah, you can definitely tell it's just more consistent, concise on this side. Okay, so with the brush, we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, a dot here and one right here. This is a synthetic brush, so I'm just going to kind of work it into the skin. Okay, so I feel like I'm getting the same amount of coverage Yeah, I'm getting the same amount of coverage, I feel like, with the brush. It did blend into my skin like really, really nicely. I just feel like it's more, you can see my imperfections more. I mean, granted, that's gonna show, but I just feel like in this area you can see like my redness a little bit more on this side as opposed to this side. It's not like it was streaky or anything, but it really did just kind of melt right into my skin. I do need to bring this down, so I will bring it down. I think I definitely prefer the sponge. So I am going to go in with another layer because I typically like medium coverage on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to add some more here and then definitely a little bit more on my forehead. So yeah, this is probably about the amount that I would use normally. But I didn't want to get too wild on camera on the first go. So there is 48 shades. It is a weightless foundation with concentrated pigments that feels barely there while providing a buildable medium to full coverage with a natural finish. I think that's pretty accurate to say that it is a medium coverage. It is weightless. I do not feel it on my skin right now. I just kind of like, it just feels like maybe I just applied a moisturizer or a serum. This is what it looks like. I think it looks really nice with a sponge. I'd have to agree that it checks off all the boxes that it claims so far. The concealer that I'm going to use, I have two of them. I have 170 and 180. I'm actually not even gonna try 170. I will go ahead and just try 180W. It is a highlighting shade for me. This is what it looks like. It is very, very light, so I'm probably going to end up having to get something more like closer to the 200 range, I think, maybe 200C. It's not necessarily a doe foot applicator. It's more shaped, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's more shaped like those triangular brow products. So that's what it's shaped, this applicator is. So it's very flat right here, but it's at an angle, and then it's got its own little thing right here. So I'm just going to apply, and it is so light. I'm going to apply some right here. And I'm going to blend this out. So I will say that the concealer is thicker than the foundation. Has a little bit more coverage than the foundation right out of the gate, but I don't think that it's full coverage. So what it says, it is supposed to be a lightweight hydrating concealer, cake-free, medium to full coverage that lasts while brightening with a skin radiant finish. So it's supposed to be a radiant finish. I don't know. I went ahead and I added some more on there. I mean, obviously this color is like way too brightening for me, but we're gonna roll with it. So yeah, my under eyes are super duper bright now, but I can still see some darkness in real life. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I can definitely still see some brightness. I mean, some darkness under there. And I'm just going to take whatever's left over because I just don't want to super highlight my face like that. Okay, so I will probably have to get like a darker shade of this. I like to have two concealers anyway, so this is probably going to be my brightening shade, and then I'll just have to get one that's more similar to my skin tone. The next product that I picked up from her line is, I feel like I'm speeding right through this, in the Soft Pinch liquid blush line. She's got a dewy formula, and she's got a matte formula. So there's 8 total, 4 dewy and 4 matte. So the first one I got was Bliss, which is the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush, and then Joy is the Soft Pinch Dewy. So today I am actually going to use Bliss. I'll swatch both of them for you guys. So this is the component, very similar to the concealer, but it has a gold cap instead of this cap, and they're flat. So the foundation is round like this, and the concealer and the blush are like these flat ones. Raw Beauty Christy said that they're kind of shaped like M&Ms, which that's so true, they kind of are. But yes, so this one is a gold component, and I think this one is I think the shade of this cap is considered Millennial Pink, because it's very light and milky and there is a hint of pink in there. I think that's Millennial, but the concealer is the same color as the foundation component. Here is the swatches of Joy and Bliss. So the applicator, so this is Bliss and that is Joy. So the applicator is another doe foot. They're all doe foots, but this one is different. So it's like rounded, and it's round all the way around, and it comes up with a point. And it does harbor a lot of product right here at the flat spot. I am told a little bit goes a long way, so I'm used to just putting it right here at the apples. Like if I smile, I just put it right here at the apples, but I might pull it backward and diffuse it backwards, just depending on how everything is going. So I'm just gonna do it one side at a time, and I am gonna use Bliss, which is the matte formula. I'm just gonna add some right there, and I am gonna use my sponge. I've been using this sponge throughout this entire video, so I'm just gonna be consistent and keep with it. So I'm gonna use the butt of the sponge and kind of just blend it out. Okay, so for me, that little itty bitty bit didn't do much. It kind of just sat there, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. I probably just overkilled it right there, but we're gonna add a little bit more, and we're gonna keep blending. Okay, there we go. There's the product. I think that looks so pretty. It is definitely matte. It did not lift or disturb anything. Let me just take a look. Yeah, it didn't lift or disturb anything. It did cling to a little dry patch that I have here and here. It looks nice. Like, it just looks like a nice flush of color. So I think this side definitely blended nicer than this side. I think you should probably go in with the amount of blush that you think you need instead of going in lighter, because it does blend out the Fenty and this one. It does look overwhelming at first, but I think that if you just kind of work it into the skin, it definitely looks better. So I applied more the first time on this cheek, and it blended out much nicer, much more consistent. And then on this side, I went in with a little bit, blended it out, and then I added more, and I think by the time I added more, it already melted into my skin and already started to mattify, and then adding more on top of that, just it didn't jive with it that well. Now that might be completely different with the dewy one, but just from what I can tell, the matte one, which is completely matte on my hand, and then this one now is still dewy. But they're both beautiful colors. The last liquid product that I purchased is the Positive Light Liquid Luminizer, and I picked out the shade Enlighten. She has 8 shades of these as well. This is a silky second skin liquid highlighter that creates a lasting lit from within glow. So I've heard mixed things about this one. I've heard that it's a very natural highlight, but then I've also heard that it's a very like overwhelming highlight. So I really don't know what to expect. I think everybody just has different expectations. And I'm gonna have to use a synthetic brush for this one. It has the same applicator as the blush. I'm actually going to just put it on the back of my hand and apply as needed. So I just did 2 little dollops. This shade is the champagne shade, and it was the only, not the only shade, but it was the shade that I felt that I would get the most use out of. So I didn't want to get like something that I wasn't going to use. So I just applied it with that, and I'm going to blend it with a sponge. So yeah, I am definitely seeing the lit from within aspect of it. I don't know. I think doing it with a brush was probably not the right thing to do, so I'm gonna try with my finger over here. And you guys know that I love a good highlight. Like, okay, so that didn't really work out the way that I wanted it to either. So I just put 2 little dots right there. And let's just blend this out to see. It is a lit from within. It is a very subtle glow, which is okay. Like sometimes some people don't like a beaming highlight, which I do, and that this is an okay product. Okay, so there is all of the cream products. I do have 1 lip product left, so let me go ahead and set the rest of my face because I need to set my face. This is not like me not to set it. So let me go ahead and set my face, and then we can move on to the eyes really quick, and then the lips, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the rest of this product line. Okay, so now that I've set my face and I added some bronzer, I didn't want to use any cream bronzer today because I just didn't want to take away from what else I had going on. It does look like it's settled a little bit darker than my neck, but that's probably the undertone, and that's fine. I can live with that. So I am actually going to take the shade Bliss, and I'm going to just kind of give my eyes an overall wash of color. I saw Victoria Lynn doing this, and I was like, oh my god, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant idea. So I am just following suit here. I don't know that I've seen anybody else do this, but I saw her do it on her Instagram. So I was like, you know what? That's perfect for like a wash of color, especially since she did not come out with a eyeshadow palette, which is fine by me because quite frankly, I probably would not have bought the eyeshadow palette because I just have so many. I really, really liked that idea. So I'm doing the same thing. So yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and go in and add just a wee bit more. Because I mean, even though it's a wash of color, I still want it to show. And since this is the matte formula, it works out really, really nicely. So I'm going to just add a little bit more pigment over here. Bring it up a little bit more. Excellent. So look how nice that looks. It's just like a nice little wash of color. I am going to just ever so slightly on a super fluffy brush pick up my bronzer and then just kind of throw that in there. Just wildly blend it in there. All right, I'm gonna do just a very thin line of liner and probably lashes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Selena Gomez did come out with a liner, but I just have my favorites right now. Plus I've got so many liquid liners that I was trying that I just got to go through. So I didn't find it to be super practical for me to get her liners. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of liner, my lashes, and then we will be almost done. Okay, so I have my liner and lashes on, and everything else has kind of been sitting for about 10-15 minutes now. And I just kind of wanted to bring up a couple of things that I've noticed. I know you're not going to be able to see it on camera, and I can't zoom in because I don't have a zoom, but on this side right here, like all in this area, I noticed that like specifically right here where where I'm actually touching, there's like zero product right here. So I don't know if that came off when I was trying to apply a second layer of blush there, but I've also noticed that some of the pigment of the foundation right over here, and I don't know if it's the concealer as well, it's kind of breaking up, and it's breaking up in a way where it's like, it's almost like the pigment itself is separating right here on my face. So I don't know what's going on with that. I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath powder, which works for me every single time. I'm not having that issue on this side though. So I don't know what the difference was. I mean, I know I added all of the blush at one time on this side, and I had to go back in on this side. So I'm not really sure what the deal is on this side of my face, but this side of my face does not look good. I don't know if it's because I started off with a brush and then I ended up with a sponge, but yeah, this side of my face just looks very splotchy, very like crepey, really dry. I don't know what's going on, but this side looks great. Like this side looks fine, but it does look a little bit dry. It's definitely not as glowy as it was originally before I set it. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but this is just a first impressions, first ever application. So obviously I'm going to play with it more to give you my for real thoughts. Maybe we can revisit in a couple of weeks with my follow-up thoughts if that's something that you guys want to see. I'm going to go ahead and just set my face with some setting mist to kind of like hopefully bring back the life. I'm gonna use my LC Hydra Enhancer. I really, really love this stuff. It does kind of spit in your face, so as far away as possible would work. Okay, so the last product I have is the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm. And I don't know why they went with different colored packaging on this one. I mean, if it matches the color on the inside, that's pretty cool, because I did get kind of like a brownie shade, and the shade I got was Appreciate. And it is just a dewy balm, so I'm just going to, I do have some Laneige sleeping mask on because my lips are so dry, but that shouldn't matter. So I'm just going to apply this. So it is this really nice cool tone brown shade, which I really, really love. Plus we're going into fall, so it's perfect. It's super comfortable. It glided on really nicely. It did bunch up a little bit right here on my bottom lip, but that's because I'm sure it's the Laneige. I don't think it necessarily has like SPF in there, but there's something in there like it's not, it's like SPF, but it's not SPF. But yeah, I can like, there is something in there that I can not taste, but like when I inhale, it kind of, the smell kind of like goes with it. The component is a lipstick tube, obviously, but it's flat on this end right here, and it is it's a magnetic component. It's not a super strong component because you can still kind of twist it, but it is a magnetic component. Final thoughts on this product. I can't say. I really don't know. So the only product that I absolutely love and adore, and I just know is good for me, is the liquid blushes. So these are the hero products for sure. I'm going to have to try the foundation a few more times to really see how I feel about it. For me personally, the brush was not it. I've seen quite a few reviews where they were like, oh no, sponge, not it at all. But maybe that was like her sponge. But this sponge in particular, the Cloud Sponge from Juno & Co., I mean the Storm Sponge, is the sponge that I love applying the foundation with. So I mean, I'm gonna have to try it a few more times with the sponge just to see what happened on this side of the face. Like, I don't know if because I used a brush and then went in with the sponge and then tried to double layer the matte blush. I'm not sure. I mean, I double layered the matte blush on my eyelids and that was fine, but I think because I did it so quickly, like I applied it and then I came back on with another layer, like while it was still kind of in the drying phase, I had no problems. So I'm not entirely sure what happened on this side of my face. On this side of my face, it looks pretty good. Even the highlight, like it's still like, it's not a beaming highlight, but it's still like a nice, it's there. It's making its presence. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to this side of my face, which I know I'm having problems on this side of my face. So that's like, I can just kind of cover it. Maybe my bangs will just shape my face the right way. I'm on the fence. So if I had to give this a rating right now, I would say that this is probably a B- collection for me. Again, this is just a first impression, so you know, I might try it two more times the way that I want to apply it, not the way that I am trying to see what works. So if I know that a sponge will work from now on, I'll just use a sponge and maybe that'll just help alleviate the issue that I'm having on this side of my face. B- for right now. Stay tuned for an update video because I for sure want to do an update video, just maybe retrying all these products out again and seeing where we can go from there. Maybe picking up the right foundation. I mean, not the right foundation shade. I think 210N is the right foundation shade for me. Quite frankly, I don't want to go in there and get a different one. So I'm just going to stick to what I know. Plus, it's kind of in between my winter and summer shade. This is the darkest I have been all year. And it's about to be fall. So yeah, I'm going to keep that. Kind of readjust the concealer shades. I might even pick up a new one of these because I really like this one, so I might pick up like a lighter colored one, but I typically don't do like pinky lips, but this one is pretty dark, so I really just can't wear this by itself on a regular basis. I need to probably get one that's probably closer to just my regular lip color because they are very pigmented. It's not a wash of color. It is color. For me at least. I mean, it might be a wash of color for somebody else, but for me at least, it's a pigmented lip balm. So I'm okay with that. There's a clear one, so if you want a clear one, you can get the clear one. But it's very comfortable. I'm going to keep wearing it for the rest of the day. I might do a check-in, I might not, just depends. But I am going to continue to wear this. I'm going to put it in my makeup bag. I'm going to keep going on with it, and then we will see. That is my Rare Beauty little review, first impressions right off the gate. Definitely need more time to play with it a little bit more because it's so new. We'll have to see where we can go from here. If you guys want to see more from me, then please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Keep an eye out for an update video on the Rare Beauty products because I really feel like in my heart I need to do an update video maybe after I've tried all of these products for a good while. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you guys like this type of video, give this video a thumbs up and I'll try to do more reviews in the future. Don't forget to hit the bell so you are notified every single time I upload, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.